everyone, welcome back to Crafting at Whimsy Wonderland. My name is Stacy. Now I am going to do something that's old as the hills, but I haven't seen it being done recently, so I'm just going to remind you about it. I want to make some 4th of July themed candles to go on top of those candlesticks that I made in the last video. And so what I did is I went looking for 4th of July napkins, and I found some beautiful Pioneer 1-in-1s at Walmart. They also have some that are a little less expensive, and they are there's like a map of the United States, and it says something about land of the free or something like that. And then they also had just your normal red, white, and blue striped. But I loved what the Pioneer woman did with this one in particular, with this buffalo, red, white, and blue buffalo check and these flowers. I think it's so beautiful. And then each package of these was $2.98, I believe. And what's really cool about these is on the inside, there's a recipe. And if you were into doing those cutting board crafts that are going around right now, you could use those to decoupage onto those cutting boards. But she always has 2 panels on her, at least 2 panels on her napkins that you can use for something, okay? So I think that is so pretty. And there's family, friends, and fireworks. I love the wagon. And then there's Star Spangled Summer with the pinwheels. These also have a recipe in them, and each napkin style has a different recipe. Then there's the tall skinny one that coordinates with this one here, but this one has polka dots instead of the stripes. And these actually have 4 panels of print in them. And what I like about the Pioneer Woman napkins for this project in particular is they're thick and nice and heavy, and they're gonna hold up to the process. And then this adorable little summer sweetness one with the mason jar on it. Now I have these candles. They're just normal candles. They came in the Michael's $4 clearance thing, so they had some glitter on them. And took a scrub brush to them with some warm water, and most of the glitter came off. So I need to find one of these designs that's going to fit nicely on here. And so this is just a little bit too tall for this candle. You can totally use the Dollar Tree candles for this. I just had these on hand, so I didn't see any purpose to buying more. Okay, so I'm kind of torn between the wagon and these two, doing one in this and one in this because they coordinate. And I think that's what I'm kind of leaning towards doing. So what I'm going to do is open my napkin up and take my scissors, and I'm just going to check and see how much I need. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and cut this whole panel off. And we are going to attach these napkins to these candles using the wax that's already on the candle. I don't know if you've ever seen that before, but it's kind of a Mod Podge kind of an idea. But we're going to heat up the wax and let the napkin sink into it. Hoping that if I wrap this way, no, it's not going to fit. But how about this way? Yeah, I can do it that way. I just wanted to get some of the polka dots on there because I thought it would be fun to have the coordinating prints. And this next step is very important. You need to separate the napkin plies. There's 2 plies here. There's just a basic white backer on the printed. I have some really pretty red candles that I got on clearance too, but you want to make sure that you're using white candles for this because, or these are off-white, because they're going to sink into the wax, and whatever color the wax is going to show through your napkin. So if you're trying to put a print on there or have something colored, then you definitely want to stick with white. You can also do this on the battery operated candles that have a wax. You know, some of them nowadays are wax candles with an LEDs inside. This striped one first. You want to make sure that you have a clean work surface. And I'm going to take my heat gun to my candle. And I'm going to heat it up until I start to see the wax melt a little bit. Okay, it's starting. Make sure you get one good strip of melted wax from top to bottom. And then place it. Don't start right on the bottom of your candle or of your napkin, because you may not roll it as straight as you think you might. And then just kind of work it in. It is helpful to have a silicone mat, because if the wax bleeds through, then you can easily clean it up. I'm going to continue my way working around the candle, heating up the wax and pushing the napkin in. Don't worry about it being perfectly covered at this point. Just worry about the napkin sticking. And then after it's all stuck and we trim it up, we'll go back and melt the wax one more time to seal it in there perfectly. It's starting to come through, and this will be embedded in wax when you're all done. If you don't have a heat tool like I have, feel free to use your hairdryer. It works just as well. So, I'm going to find a line. I'm going to cut right up the middle here. Okay. It's going to overlap a little bit, and that's okay. And then I need to cut around the top. You can use a scissors, you can use a knife, you can sand it off with sandpaper, whatever works for you. I need to trim all of the edges. I'm not done with this yet. I need to do one good melt job on it all the way around to make sure that it's good and stuck. But before I do that, I want to trim off all these extra edges, because they'll just kind of get in the way from here on out. Okay, so now I've trimmed my napkin to the height of my candle, and now I'm going to heat it up, and I'm going to do a really good job of heating this because I want the wax to come through that napkin. And then I'm going to use my fingers. The wax really isn't hot, at least not the way I'm doing it. If it's too hot for you to touch, you're getting your candle too hot. Really focus on that seam. You want that seam to be stuck down, otherwise your candle's gonna, or your napkin's gonna come unpeeling, be peeling off your candle, and you don't want that. Roll it on the table. If you have a silicone mat, roll it on your table. Otherwise, use parchment paper. Okay, I'm going to melt around the top edge and make sure that my candle and napkin have sealed together up at the top edge. And then just kind of heat it up again and push that napkin into the wax. Sometimes the wax will just pull the napkin into it, and you don't even have to touch it. Okay. First candle is all done. It needs to cool completely. And I wish that the plaid would have shown a little bit more, but if I had a taller candle, it would have. So for summer, I can turn it to this side. For Memorial Day through 4th of July, I can turn it to the red, white, and blue edge, and it'll look really pretty. Same as before, I'm going to heat up my candle. I'm going to choose to cut this. It's going to overlap a little bit, and that's okay. I'm going to choose to cut it at the edge of the flower. So I'm going to have to really melt my candle in order to get enough wax to seal down a second layer of napkin. Gets a little bit challenging when you have to do that. Go around and trim it nicely. I just kind of hold my scissors at an angle, drag it across the top a little bit, and the same on the bottom. Now this one I did not roll as straight as I did the last one. Did not achieve that. I'm going to focus on sealing the top. And just melting the candle. It's going to pull in the napkin. Try not to press too much to where you make little dimples in your candle, but you do need to press the napkin down, especially where they overlap. You don't want to get too many fingerprints, but gotta do a little. From some very pretty napkins that I fell in love with at the store. Okay, so now I have Pioneer Woman candles, and I didn't have to pay Pioneer Woman prices. And I have burned these candles even after wrapping a napkin on them because they burn down the center, they don't come down the side. But if you don't feel confident in that, you could hollow out a section, pull out the wick, and put in a votive candle. That would work, or like a battery-powered LED candle. That would totally work. There you have it, my napkin, somewhat decoupaged candles for 4th of July using Pioneer Woman napkins. Let me know what you think about this candle project and if you might try it for yourself at home. And let me know which napkin that I showed you at the beginning of the 5 different designs, which were your favorites. I really like the red, white, and blue, and I think that it's very versatile because it can be switched out. If I just rotate them around, there's really red, white, and blue. If I just rotate them around, then what you see is mostly the summer colors. Or you can have them for 4th of July, facing with the more red, white, and blue. Okay. Alright, I hope you've liked this project. If you have, give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you're thinking of it in the comment section below. And I hope you will give it a try. It doesn't have to be these napkins or red, white, and blue. You could make a napkin candle that would go with anything in your decor. Alright, this has been Crafting at Whimsy Wonderland. Thanks for stopping by. I'll see you next time.